Yo, what is going on today, everybody, and welcome back to another Fortnite Chapter 4 video. Now, you clicked on this video because you want access to the secret sauce. You want to get your hands on the Krabby Patty secret formula, and I see you. Today, we're going to be going over the top 5 settings that are going to help you to go pro in Fortnite Chapter 4. Now, I want to give you guys a disclaimer. This is not going to be a very great video for controller players because my expertise is very limited when it comes to controller, unfortunately. However, I'm going to do my very best job to include tips and settings that are universal, meaning whether you're on controller or keyboard and mouse, these are going to help you. Now, trust me, I know the reason you're here, and we're going to get into the settings very soon, but really quickly, I need to give you guys a massive thank you. For the first time in my life and in the 3 years that I have been grinding YouTube, I have officially become a YouTube partner. And I've said this a few times here on the channel before, is my main motive has never been to make money. My biggest dream has always just to be an entertainer and to give you guys the best video experience on YouTube that you could possibly watch. So again, from the very bottom of my heart, thank you guys so much for the amazing support recently, as well as the fact that we're about to hit 2,000 subscribers. We're so close. Thank you guys so much for all of the amazing support. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you guys coming and dropping a like and a comment on pretty much every video. Now, in this video, I may be including some settings that a lot of people already know by now, because I want this to be helpful for every single person watching this video. So if some of these settings are things that you're already aware of, just give it a chance. I'm going to include some of the more advanced things towards the end. But to start off this video, the #1 biggest tip that I have for you guys, I'm going to go ahead and show you now. Head straight on over to the settings. Now, if you're on console, this may not apply to you. Again, I'm not super familiar with console. I'm on PC, so this is mainly going to be for PC, but this is something that can still apply to controller players as long as you're on a computer. It's very important to be aware of what kind of GPU you have in your computer. If you don't know what that is, it's basically what makes your games function. And it's important to do research on that part of your computer so that you know what mode you need to run your game in. One thing I will say is 9 out of 10 times, if you're running your game on performance mode, as you guys likely know by now, there's DirectX 11, there's DirectX 12, and then there's performance mode. Essentially, you want to be playing on performance mode. Unless you have a god tier computer, then you can be running DirectX 11. But the chances are you don't have a $5,000 plus computer. So putting this on performance mode and making sure that the meshes are on either high or low, it doesn't really matter. If you have an absolute potato PC, then yeah, you can put these meshes on low and you will get better performance. Long story short, your game is going to feel way less choppy and you're going to have a better overall experience. Now, here's another tip that you may or may not know. I play on windowed full screen. However, you may want to play on full screen. If you play your game in full screen mode, you will get slightly better FPS. The reason I play on windowed is because it's easier for me as a creator to record while I play because I have 2 monitors. Now, here's one of the more in-demand settings that I hear people talking about all the time. What sensitivity do you play on? Now, I want to put this out there right now, up front and personal. It does not technically matter what sensitivity you play on. What matters is that it is something that you feel comfortable using and can get really good at playing on. When it comes to your sensitivity, at least on mouse and keyboard, you need to know what DPI setting your mouse is on. For me, I play on 800 DPI, and if you don't know how to do that, you can probably Google the name of your mouse and research the settings of the DPI. But for me, I play on 800 DPI, and I play on a 6% X and Y axis sensitivity. And see, for me, I play great on this sensitivity, but for you, you may want to barf in your mouth when you see how this feels because you might not like it as much as me. Going into the third tip, as a mouse and keyboard player, this might just be something that changes the way you view Fortnite forever. And that's not an exaggeration either. Now, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to hide my face cam because I don't want the face cam to block it. Basically, we're talking about double movement. This is going to allow you to have the movement of a controller player, except on keyboard and mouse. Now, again, if you want to copy my settings, you can, but this is a preference setting. You might want to mess around with this, find what you think feels the best, but essentially the double movement is what allows me to look so far to the right while I'm sprinting. As you can see, I keep going in a straight line and I'm able to place builds off to my side. That is not something you can do if you don't set up your double movement in your settings. Not only that, but it also gives you more time to make certain edits while you're full tarping, and at the same time, it makes you a harder target to hit because you're hitting more sharp angles when you're going around corners. So I highly suggest testing out some of the double movement settings in Fortnite because it might make you feel like a demigod. Like, look at some of the stuff I'm doing right now. I don't think I would be able to do some of this if it wasn't for double movement. I'm going to tell you the same exact thing again for your keybinds as I did for your sensitivity. It does not matter what your keybinds are. As long as you're comfortable on those keybinds and that they give you the potential to be a great player, that's all that matters. It all comes down to how much time you put in. If you want to see my settings for my keybinds, I'll go ahead and I'll scroll through them right now. But I don't recommend that you use any of these keybinds because you probably won't play as good as you're expecting to. I have a lot of people who tell me my keybinds are absolutely jank, so you can rip on me in the comments for that if you want to. I find them to be just perfect. However, I do have some secret sauce for you with the keybinds. Now, what I'm about to share with you is something that I highly recommend you try and incorporate in your gameplay. Right here where it says reset, building, edit, you want to make this either mouse wheel down or mouse wheel up. What this is going to allow you to do is get the instant reset on mouse and keyboard. So this is how you do it, okay? You want to put mouse wheel down on here and on the one to the right of it, as well as you want to go to building, edit, and you want to make the one on the right of the main bind also the same as what your reset building edit is. What this right here is going to allow you to do, the mouse wheel down on your building edit, is if you go up to a build without your map in your hand, with your gun in your hand. So basically, you see how when I walk up to this cone right here, it says E to edit, and if I click E, I can hold that, and then I can click and edit and do all that stuff. Essentially, what the setting I showed you will allow you to do is, as you can see, my left hand is up in the air. If I scroll down on my scroll wheel, I can also open the edit. And this is one of the major advantages that keyboard and mouse has on controller, because controller doesn't have a scroll wheel. And if you're wondering why you should be using scroll wheel reset, let me just demonstrate for you. Yeah, it is insanely fast. Like, it is so fast to the point to where my brain sometimes can't even process it. What this also allows you to do is, say I'm running through this wall and I make this edit right here. What I can do is I can look at it as I'm running through it like this. If I scroll wheel down on it once, as I'm running, it'll do this, right? It'll grab it. And once I'm on the other side, I just scroll wheel down again, and it reset the wall behind me. Pretend someone's chasing me from right there. If I want to run through this wall, I just edit, grab it, and then boom. I don't even have to look in the direction of the wall to reset it. On controller, you have to do like a full 180 to do that reset. It's so OP. Like, you really need to use it, guys. The next tip that I'm going to show you might just be the most underrated tip that I'm going to show you in the entire video. I wanted to give a major shout out to Keybinds because I saw this from his video and I wanted to show it to you guys as well. I did not even know that this existed until I saw it in a Keybinds video. That's how unwell known this tip may be. As most of you probably know, if you go to the harvesting tool bind, for example, I have Q set, as you can see, so every time I click Q, it pulls my pickaxe out. What I want you to do is at least give this a chance. I want you to hit this red X. It's going to remove that, so you're not going to have your pickaxe bound anymore. And I want you to go down to this section that says MISC, which means miscellaneous. There's this option right here that says toggle harvesting tool. You want to click on that, and I'm going to make it Q like it was before. What this allows you to do is, let's pretend I'm box fighting someone right here, okay? Let's say they're inside this box right in front of me. What this allows me to do is, if I want to pull out my pickaxe, I click Q, right? Just like normal, except the twist here is if I click Q again, it pulls the gun that I was holding prior to pulling my pickaxe out back into my hands. So as you guys can see, I'm holding this pump in my hand. If I click Q, it pulls out my pickaxe, but if I click it again, the pump is back in my hands. Before, you would have to click the specific weapon bind to pull the gun out. And what this allows you to do is, say I'm trying to take this wall on this guy. From his perspective, he's going to be sitting right here watching me. And if he sees me pull my pickaxe out, I can preemptively click it again, and he's going to make an edit, and I get a nasty shot on him. This is something I do all the time that takes all of my enemies off guard, and Keybinds might just be my dad for that. I might cut that last part out of the vid. You didn't hear that, guy. Now, I know that this is not a tips and tricks video, instead it's a settings video, but they kind of go hand in hand, so I thought I would throw that one in there for you guys if you didn't know about it. Man, do you guys ever just have a day on Fortnite where you hop on and you just feel like him? Like, every edit is confirming? Like, it actually is so crazy how this can happen. Oh, wait, maybe it's because I'm on 33 ping right now. That's actually crazy. And that's actually going to be what my next tip is about. Fortnite actually recently added the NA Central server to the game. So if you live somewhere in the center of the US, you may want to play on this server. As a matter of fact, NA Central is going to be the only server that you can play competitive on in Chapter 4 Season 2. And ladies and gentlemen, as far as the tips and the settings goes, I'm probably about out of them for this video. And I'm pretty sure I gave you more than 5 crucial crucial settings in this video, so if you want to, you can drop me a like. It supports me a ton, and if you want, you can even subscribe. It's absolutely free. We're trying to build one of the most underrated Fortnite communities here on this YouTube channel. Look at me just free building while I talk. That's kind of crazy. But like I was trying to say, guys, thank you so much for the amazing support here on the channel recently. If any of these settings tips helped you out to become a better player in any way, then let me know in the comment section below, and let me know what your favorite setting was. And even if you're someone who knew every single one of these settings, I do still hope that you enjoyed this video. I'll catch you in the very next video, where we should be playing week 8 of the solo victory cash cup. So if you're interested in seeing that, then be sure to turn on the notification bell so that you can catch all of my videos as soon as they release. And as always, guys, I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day. Thank you so much for watching. It's been your boy JCM, and I'll see you in the very next video. Peace.